Homestead, and today's mindful moment. Today I've got some images to share with you, so we'll have a look at those first. So today is called Everyday Doses of Positive Therapy. It's 5 mindful moments, very much with their roots in positive psychology, positive therapy today, and hope you find them interesting and useful. The first tip, which guides me into breaking off from my thinking if I'm feeling a little bit stressed or even just need a break. And I imagine myself in slow motion. So the first tip today is slow motion focused attention. Focusing on the present moment to strengthen your attention and de-stress at the same time. But if you imagine almost that you're moving in slow motion, the chances are nobody will even realise that you're doing that. We all move much more quickly than we realise we do. So how to do this? Choose an activity to do with focused attention. Something which doesn't take long. Maybe walking to the car, brushing your teeth, making a cup of tea or coffee, pouring water into a glass, or washing your teeth, brushing your teeth. In France, we say washing your teeth, and I appear to have now written that in English, which shows that my French is improving all the time. So there we go. Then making an effort to focus and do this activity in slow motion, not so slowly that it takes several hours, but just a little fractional slower than usual. You are thinking slow motion, slow down. Slow enough that your thoughts and your mind begins to just recharge that little bit. So start with thinking of 30 seconds of mindful attention and refreshing your thinking. So there we go, slow motion thinking. It's one of my favourites here. It's in the dark days when it's difficult, looking for glimmers, looking for sparkly moments, things where it was, or even if things are really difficult, it wasn't quite as bad as it can be. So we're all in a relative place every day, every year, things are different. I'm very aware of that. But with Golden Glimmers activity, exercise, it's trying to notice more glimmers in the day. And if you look at the slide there, you can see some glimmers on the water. There are positives, the small things that work well, or even the small things that didn't go wrong if you're really feeling it's one of those days. Even in the middle of a very stressful activity, there can be something that's just okay. Even if it's just okay, might be that's your golden glimmer. Give them a visual identity. Imagine a glimmer however you want it. Maybe as a golden nugget or a precious jewel or a flower, whatever. It's something that means something to you that you can imagine at that moment. And then when you think, oh, there's a glimmer, you have a visual image, a reference point, and that will help you to remember to look for more glimmers. I guess we could say we're gathering glimmers. And on a difficult day, make a point of being on the lookout for those glimmers. So that's your golden glimmers. And I found this. Let me just move that across so that you can see it. It's rather beautiful. I've accredited the artist here, and it's somebody there looking out over a lake with their dog. they've got something to look at there. It looks like it might be a lake. They've got a tree, but it's called Finding a Glimmer, and it's rather a nice piece of artwork. Right. Next one. Speedy Gratitude. Speedy Gratitude Journaling. Make it easy and use single words. Some of you will already be journaling. This activity today is based on what would be called bullet diaries. So you're thinking of one word to describe how you feel. And the idea with a bullet diary is that we just write one word down or a string of words. We don't think about the sentence. We just put down how we feel. I'm adapting it a little bit today. So if you're thinking in words to express your thoughts, it's good. And the research tells us that expressive writing is good for our emotional resilience and well-being. I like to think of them as glimmer words rather than bullets. And I'm going to be positive in the words that I choose here. And I use them for gratitude journaling. When you need to vent, maybe link that to a sadness or frustration or anger journal page. But you know, we're still on this looking for positives and trying to get our thinking that way. So just label them that way. If you can jot your words down on a piece of paper or an e-diary or a document on your computer or phone, that's great, as it helps you to make that stronger connection with the word. If you can't write them, maybe imagine them in your thoughts so that your thinking's that little bit more structured. It's a little bit more deeper level of thinking. Maybe imagine it in, imagine the word or imagine the word in a word bubble, a thought bubble. And thinking of several words can be even stronger. And voila, you have a speedy journal or a diary with your glimmer words. So on the last activity, we were looking for those golden glimmers. Now we're not just looking at them, we're thinking, I'm going to notice that and I'm going to write it down. Okay. Next technique's called Go with the Flow. And that's focus, listen, observe and wait. But really what it's telling us is to pause. Just have that momentary pause before you do your next action. And then remember to act. And that's very much about acting with careful thought. So we're going with the flow, FLOW, and then we're acting with careful thought, ACT. It's a pause, keeping that pause in between activities. And use tiny pauses between everyday activities at home or at work to pause for a moment before continuing. When you're stressed, think of some music for a few seconds. And when you find that music in your head, that's relaxing, calming, or even energizing music, whatever you need at that moment in time, and that moves you from one activity to another. The other thing to do is take that breath in, hold it, count to 3, gently breathe out. So take the breath in, count to 3, gently breathe out. We reboot our laptops, update our telephones, our mobiles all the time. We forget to do the same for our brains. So we're just rebooting a little bit in between activities. Let me just move that again so that you can see. Next one is that multisensory moment. So choose an object inside or outside the house, your apartment, a leaf, a pebble, a candle, a cup. It really doesn't matter what it is. And just sit back or stand back and consider it. And what a wonderful underused word that is. Consider, consideration. Consider your object. If it's small enough, take it in your hands, feel the temperature, feel the weight, feel the texture. Look at the colours. Do they change in the light? Is there a scent? Does it make a noise when you move it? Consider all the senses in relation to your object. Close your eyes briefly, and what you've just done is a multisensory mindful moment. So, hope that gives some ideas. It's all about transitioning, moving from one activity to another, and giving your mind, your thinking, your brain that chance to just refresh itself in that moment. Inspired very much by the theme of the video that we've done this week, which is very much about looking for signs of spring, watching for change. Could be exactly the same in the autumn. It's just that breaking off, looking for something and moving through transitions. So it's been good to do this with you today, and look forward to sharing another mindful moment with you in the future. Okay, bye.